Hey Joe, you want to play a zombie game? Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another video game review, and this time it is going to be on, of course, Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Yeah, I said I probably wasn't going to buy this game on its actual release date, but I made an exception, okay? It was my payday, so I figured, why not? Dying Light 2 is the sequel to the good but flawed Dying Light 1, which obviously I have played. I actually did some gameplay videos on my gaming channel. In this game, you play as Aiden, a man. I couldn't remember if he was in the first game, if he was the protagonist of the first game. I don't think he was. But anyways, it's been a while. I don't remember a whole lot from Dying Light. I forgot. Because honestly, does anybody remember the main character from the first game? No. But Aiden has to go out. He's on a big mission to try and find his missing sister. And throughout the game, he is in the apocalyptic world of Dying Light. And of course, throughout the game, you fight waves of zombies. As you explore the city, you go in and find upgrades for your health and stamina, and you find tons of melee weapons that will break very easily, so you can modify them and stuff like that. And you get to interact with so many characters who will have so many quests for you to do, both main story missions and side missions. Of course, there are probably like a crap ton of side missions to do. I didn't do all of them because honestly, I was trying to get this game finished like as quickly as possible. I basically rushed through the whole thing because, of course, Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring are coming out. And I heard it's supposed to take a really long time for the game to be beat. Some people even said that it was going to be 500 hours long, and I'm like, 500 hours, like, uh, but it took me 30 hours to beat the main story, plus some side missions I did, just so I could get some more experience to make my character stronger. But yeah, this game was in development for quite some time. It's been 7 years since the first game came out. I was enjoying myself throughout a lot of my 30-hour experience. What really sets this game a bit apart from the first game, I couldn't remember if the first game had like story-based choices, but this one definitely does. And that's the biggest thing that this game is going for. The choices you make throughout your journey. You will betray some people. You will stay on the sides with the people that you interact with and stuff like that. Some will betray you. So you really got to be careful with the choices that you make. And that's one of the biggest things about this game. And honestly, in terms of the characters were great. They were a hell of a lot better than the main protagonist, Aiden, because honestly, Aiden is just your typical generic protagonist who has to go out on a mission to save his loved one or whatever, and he doesn't really have that much personality, except for this one side mission you can do where he can rap. Like, that's pretty much the only main memorable thing about him is that you can rap. He can rap and you can make him rap and stuff like that. So yeah, Dying Light is pretty much like first person Assassin's Creed, except with zombies. There's a lot of platforming. The biggest thing throughout this game is that you're going to be platforming a lot throughout your journey. And it did get a little bit frustrating for me, especially this one where I have to climb all the way to the top of a tower. But if I fell all the way down or I died, I had to start from the very beginning. It took me like 30 minutes and it annoyed the hell out of me that I just wanted to take a break from all of it. And obviously the game does have its faults, okay? Its story, just like the first game, it really isn't that memorable and isn't really where the entire thing is going for. It tries to go for an interesting narrative, but in the end, it was just very bland and forgettable. Also, unlike the first game, you don't get any firearms in the game. You get bow and arrow, but no firearms, no guns. Like, it took a long time for you to get guns in the first Dying Light, but you don't get any guns here, which is a real shame because I would have really liked to use like better firearms. When I used the bow and arrow, it didn't feel like it did anything. I never modified it or anything like that. Also, the game is packed with a lot of bugs. I didn't get as many bugs as I thought I would. Probably the biggest bug I ever got was my interaction with this one character, Frank, and he was completely invisible, and he was holding a bottle, and some other people were completely invisible, And yeah, I was basically playing like Invisible Man, the game, a little bit. It was actually very funny. And the game did crash, but only when I turned the game off. I'm assuming that, my PS4 has been going to sleep a lot, but it's probably because I've been playing. It's probably because this game does have some technical issues. It does run at 60 FPS, but it doesn't run fully well at 60 FPS. The frame rate does dip a little bit, but not so much where the game just completely crashed and everything just ended up being corrupted. Yeah, also in terms of the endings, I thought the final boss was better than the final boss in the first Dying Light. It has like 4 forms, but the last one is very easy, the easiest form. I know I'm getting to spoiler territory, but yeah. In the end, guys, Dying Light 2 definitely has its problems. The first game definitely had problems as well, but it does do some things that are a little bit better than in the first Dying Light. I just wish there could have been more firearms, and the platforming could have been a little bit better. But luckily, you do not have to grind out to make the experience a lot easier because you get overpowered like very easily. I mean, sure, there are those enemies that will annoy the hell out of you, that will just completely block your attacks. There are definitely those types of enemies that just pretty much come off as jokes. It does have some pretty interesting side quests. It's basically like a zombie version of Cyberpunk 2077, only not as buggy. And the first game came out way before Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, if you enjoyed the first game, you might have a fun time with this one as well. It certainly could get better, a lot better over time. It would be cool if you get some DLC for this, some expansions or whatever. One more problem I kind of have is once you beat the main story, you can't go back and do other quests. It's basically like in Fallout 3 and Dark Souls, where once you beat the story, you can't go back. Like I kind of wanted to unlock both endings, see both endings, but if I wanted to see both endings, I'm just gonna have to do it online. But I'm not sure if I was fully satisfied with the ending that I got. I tried my best doing the good guy choices and not the bad guy choices, but yeah. Nonetheless, this was still a fun experience. Definitely could have been a lot better, but the gameplay was still fun. The world is still great. I thought the world was a little bit better and definitely bigger than the original game, but yeah. Characters were definitely memorable. Main protagonist, not so much. But hey, there's still a lot of fun quests to do. Some are repetitive, and you can play online with others. I didn't play online with others. I'm sure I would have gotten a much better experience if I did play online with others, but I didn't. But hey, nonetheless, I still thought this was a pretty solid entry in the Dying Light series, even though there's only 2 games. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really cannot. I know I sound like a broken record. I really cannot wait for Horizon Forbidden West's and Elden Ring. I keep saying that so many times, but hopefully that's the last time I'll have to say it, unless I get to review Horizon Forbidden West before Elden Ring, because I know I'm going to be busy with Horizon Forbidden West for a while. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.